um, two people can help mutually each other. One is Lord Krishna, another is Arjuna. Why Lord Krishna can help is because he's not confused about who he is, but he doesn't need to prove who he is. Because today, when we know something, like a billionaire is constantly trying to prove he's a billionaire, a president constantly trying to prove he's a president, or doctor is trying to prove, means you are not. So you already need to know who you are, your higher being, your svabhava. It has to be you, as healing has to be your nature. And then when healing becomes your nature, you can actually question the state of the being of your patient. When your patient, why your patient would not embrace your recommendations is because he has not confronted his svabhava. Why does a patient come after drug abuse, for example, or series of abuses? It goes all the way back to the way he was abused when he was a child and all those things. When his subjectivity was constructed, when he started thinking of who he is in the world, what is his relation to his parents and the rest of the world. You can try, and I'm not saying you should not, but only upon like when, what is the beauty about Arjuna is he is shamelessly ready to give up the fight while despite being the bravest of the warriors. He's not running away as a coward, he just sees no meaning in it. So, and then ask Samuda Cheta. So he's sincerely asking. The problem comes is like when your patients are misguided about their own personal quest, their dreams, they do not know what they want, and you want to help them, and then like someone asks you which way to go north, like on highway, you just say, oh, go take this particular inside road and then you'll get to the north. And you guided very well, but then he didn't ask you his destination. He had to go somewhere south to get to his destination. He asked differently, the question was different, and your answer was not wrong. To go to north, you gave a right direction, but at the end, he landed in the wrong place because he asked a wrong question. Most students in my life, I have seen ask wrong questions. And if I tell them you should ask this question, that doesn't make sense, because every questioner feels that his question or her question is always the right question. We do not know what questions to ask, particularly when we are compromised, when we are like patients, they do not know, they have anxieties. So you have to have an upper eyes. Upper eyes is always the God's eye, that you need to recognize and reconcile where the person is coming from. His trauma is not letting him to see his higher being. And therefore these questions are coming. So just if you run into answering all the questions he's asking, you may think I helped him all the way. Maybe not, because you need to contemplate upon the genesis of the questions. Like, you diagnose the disease, the same way you have to diagnose the questions. Why is this question coming from this person? Or maybe, so that is just we can have a longer conversation on this, but that is, I think, again, bringing back those agencies, like you yourself being in the guru's agency. That's helper is always a guru. Therefore I'm saying that you will have to assume the agency of Lord Krishna for the time being. You are trying to help another person. In Nepal we have this beautiful culture. Anybody, they do Bhagavad stories, and anybody who gets that chair is called Vyasa. The seat is itself called Vyasa Asana. It's not about the historical being coming down here, but we give this, Vyasa Asana. You must have heard of that. So when a person is seated in that, then he's regarded, revered as Vedavyasa, because he's speaking the Bhagavata. So when you are assuming teacher's role, you are Lord Krishna. You have to assume a part of your duty as someone, and not with ego. And then if you take that duty as ego, then you are not even ready